Toy Story 5 just hit the streets, and the people are asking if we needed another Toy Story movie. Special shout out to Veronica Gonzalez for leaving this comment in my last video. If you guys want to be featured in the next video, make sure you leave a comment under this one. What is your favorite Toy Story movie? If you have not seen the movie yet, please save the video and come back because there will be spoilers. So Toy Story 5 is about the toys being replaced by the big bad tablet, and it mainly focuses on Jessie reckoning with another kid growing up and her being forgotten. I thought it was so interesting and smart to kind of focus on Jessie, who has been regulated to a side character since number 2. And we see her go through those same like abandonment issues and sadness of watching your kid grow up and no longer need you, which is the same thing we kind of watch Woody go through in Toy Story 4. Now, I want to kick this off by saying that I am a Toy Story trilogy truther. I still do believe that Toy Story being just 3 movies, being a perfect trilogy, it would have been fine. I don't think we needed a 4, let alone a 5. But I watched Toy Story 4 the other day to like refresh before I watched this one. And I want to say maybe because I'm a little older now, it resonated with me a little bit more. I think with the introduction of Toy Story 4 and 5, they both still managed to keep some of that heart and sparkle of the Toy Story franchise overall. But I do think they are a little more of cash grabs, if anything, which we know Disney don't play about their money. Now, I know the people are gonna say, oh, Toy Story isn't for you, it's for the kids, womp, womp, womp. I don't care. I've been watching Toy Story since I was born. I think I've seen Toy Story 2 in theaters. Like, that's the earliest memory of a movie in theaters I have, because I was born in 97 and Toy Story 2 came out in 99. And I do think that Pixar, or even more specifically Toy Story, knows how to make a movie for the kids and the adults, which sometimes it's harder to do than people think. Some people do not do it very seamlessly, but I think Toy Story does it very well. And this is something I think they carried on to the 4th and 5th movie. I like that we got to focus on tablets, which is something that is very current and something that is happening. A lot of kids are picking up tablets and they are losing the recipes of how to be bored, how to have that creativity and that imagination because they have a tablet in their face. And I do like that even though the tablet is the big bad and is the villain, it's not so much just about technology is coming, it's just about the loss of imagination. And I like that Bonnie kind of felt peer pressured into it. Like, she thought she was being childish for wanting to play with toys when she went up to make friends and they were just like, you play with toys? That's kind of one of those realistic reality checks that you get when you're a kid and you realize you're not on the in crowd, you're not doing what all the cool kids are doing. You're still playing with toys, we're playing with tablets. It created a little bit of that FOMO that you get as a kid when you want to make friends and they're all doing something else. And I like that we dig into Bonnie a little more. I feel like we never really dug into Andy and his character. He was just kind of like the person that moved the plot along, his actions and the things he did and how that affected the toys. But Bonnie is her own character and has her own story. We are also caring about Bonnie in a different way than we cared about Andy. She's more fleshed out. This movie really it pulls on those heartstrings so much. We really see Jessie kind of feel like a parent, and the happiness and bittersweetness of watching your kid grow up and watching them become a new person, but also that sadness that you have because they don't need you like they used to. And it hurts. And you have to like figure out that balance of like, wow, they don't need me like that anymore, but I still want to be their favorite person. I still want to be their favorite toy. And I would definitely say Toy Story 5 is a little more for the adults than the past movies. I feel like up until 3, like Toy Story 1 and 2 were not this sad. Like, we still had those moments of like, oh, I want him to play with me, I don't want him to abandon me. We had those fears, but it did not feel like how these later movies feel. These later movies feel very sadder. They feel a lot sadder, and there's a lot more abandonment going on, and I feel like those are underlying themes that I'm just like, oh my goodness, like these movies are heavier. It could be because I'm getting older, but these movies are heavier than the first ones are. Now, as far as things that I did not like about Toy Story 5, those heartstrings being pulled can be a bit much when it feels like the whole entire movie. Also, there is a random 100 Buzz Lightyear toys. And that whole little C story really was just not working for me. It felt very unnecessary, and it felt like a lazy way to bring in a Deus Ex Machina when everything is going to shit and we don't know what's going to happen next, and we're like, how are they going to get themselves out of this? Don't worry, there's 100 Buzz Lightyears that we've been following for really no reason that are going to come in and save the day. And it just felt lazy. It felt lazy. It felt like, something to be there. And that could be my sign of getting older. I mean, it was cool to see them like fly, because that was a whole thing. It felt like a full circle for Buzz, kinda. But I could have did without it. Like every time they were on screen, I was just like, what are we doing? I miss visiting the original gang. I miss visiting Slinky and Ham and Rex and Mr. Potato Head. And I know there are a lot of reasons why they might not be in it as much, but I would have been okay with that C story. I will say I do not like how Toy Story, as we make more and more and more, the original gang is obsolete, and we have these new toys and these new toys and these new toys and these new toys, and it feels like I'm constantly getting introduced to new toys, and I feel like it's a bit much. That could be a sign of me getting older, but I don't think it is. I feel like it's a bit much. And if we are going to have a C story that doesn't really add to the plot until they magically need to save the day, I would much rather it be the OG gang, because they brought a lot of the funny. And like I said, these newer movies feel a lot heavier, and we really need that like silly banter between friends. And I'll admit, when I first seen the trailer, I definitely thought it was gonna be like down with the tablet type of thing. And I like that they didn't do that, even though that's usually the sentiment, down with the tablet, down with the screen time. I think it is much more realistic to make sure your kids are still playing in addition to the tablet, because the tech isn't going anywhere. They're gonna want the tablet. If you don't let your kids have a tablet, that's your business, relax. But there is a level of like, these are the times. A lot of the kids know how to work a tablet. A lot of the kids should also know how to tap into their imagination and how to be bored and how to be creative. And I like that this movie kind of married those things in a way that felt realistic, because throwing the tablet out and never using the tablet is just not, it's not realistic for a lot of kids. Like, if we being honest, it's just not. But that doesn't mean we got to sit here and leave the babies glued to their screens all day and night. And watching Jessie be at peace with the fact that Bonnie is growing older and she is going to be once again outgrown and possibly forgotten or left behind. I did think it was really, really sweet that we got to watch Jessie figure out that Emily named her daughter after her. I thought that was so sweet. I thought we were gonna see Emily, and I personally am glad we didn't. I thought that would have been too perfect, too convenient, too meta. I'm glad we got it the way we did, because that feels a little more like realistic, I guess, to say the least. I don't completely dislike this movie. I mean, I like it for what it is. I think that it is what it is. I think it is just like, it is what it is. There are moments where it does like pull at the heartstrings, but I don't think we needed another Toy Story. That doesn't mean I wouldn't have, like, I enjoyed it. I guess I feel so weird about it, because it's like, oh, this is nice, but it's also, I mean, it's for the kids. But I've also been following Toy Story since I was born, so I need to see how the story ends, if it is ever gonna end. I do still believe that we could have kept it 1, 2, 3, and it would have been perfect, and it would have been fine, and we could have left all alone. But in 2026, Disney is not leaving any IP on the table. Okay, get ready for Toy Story 10. It's coming to a theater near you. The streets are even saying that there's going to be a Toy Story 6. The director said that he wants Bonnie to have her own trilogy, like how Andy has his trilogy. I don't think that's necessary. I think we can leave it right where it is. Toy Story at its core is really a beautiful story about letting go and enjoying the good times and relishing in imagination and creativity and making friends. And it really is such a beautiful story at its core. And I think that's why, even though we didn't need a 5, the 5 doesn't hurt. Like, it doesn't piss me off. So to answer the question, did we need Toy Story 5? No. Am I mad at it? Also, no, I'm not mad at it. If I had to do a little rankiana, if I had to rank the Toy Stories, now that I have seen all 5, at the bottom, I think I'm gonna do Toy Story 5. And it's not because it's bad. It's not bad. Next, I'm gonna do Toy Story 4. Also not because it's bad. And third, I'm gonna do the first Toy Story. You know what I'm saying? It's in the middle. It's the movie that started it all. I'm not mad at it. Now, top 2 is where it gets sticky. For right now, how I'm feeling today, I have Toy Story 2 at number 2. Such an amazing movie. We keep a lot of the original gang. We get those jokes in. We still have them, but we also have Woody and Jesse and Bullseye and the old man, Pete, right? That was his name? Toy Story 2 was my favorite of the 2 for a very long time. But I do have Toy Story 3 at number 1 because I felt like it was such a great way to complete the story. And we just get such a bona fide villain in Lotso Huggin' Bear. Like, Toy Story 3 was the only out of the 5 to be nominated for Best Picture because it was that good. Because yeah, I was literally watching that landfill sequence with tears in my eyes. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. Toy Story 3 is the best Toy Story movie, closely, and I mean by a hair, closely followed by Toy Story 2. Actually, drop your rankings in the comments. That's what I want to see. From all 5, drop your Toy Story rankings in the comments because I'm interested to see if anybody doesn't have 2 and 3 at the top spots, because those are the best Toy Story movies, and I feel like that's not up for debate. And also, let me know what you guys thought about Toy Story 5. I wasn't mad at it. I like that we got to follow Jessie. I like that we got to meet Blaze. Blaze was cool. She was real rock star. I'm glad we got to really dig into Bonnie and dig into that bullying and wanting to make friends and the FOMO. I'm not mad at this movie. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And while you're down there, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.